And we're back. So today we're covering chapter 1, section R, lesson 8, R for review, lesson 8, subtraction with real numbers. So here we go. Let's go over our rules of subtraction before we do some examples. So subtraction we treat like addition. If we have the same sign, we add them. For example, if I've got -3 minus 4, same sign, right? A negative and a minus mean the same thing. Same sign, we just simply add them up and keep the sign. So 3 plus 4 is 7, and we keep the sign. Another way I like to think about this is imagine for a moment that you owe $3 and you borrow 4 more. In that case, I'm going to be in the hole $7 now. I'm not going to gain any money, or I'm not going to lose my debt by borrowing more money. I'm going to gain more debt. So my number became further away from zero, became further negative. All right, so again, same sign. So here's my note, same sign. We add, then keep the sign. All right, I hope you can read that. So next example, right? So what if we have different signs? Like, for example, what are you doing over there? Okay. All right, so what if we have different signs, like 5/7 minus 1/7? Okay, well, I know fractions are a little intimidating, but forget about that for a moment. Let's just look at it. I've got a positive and I've got a negative, right? This minus sign means that this is negative. These are opposite signs, positive and a negative. So what do? We subtract. So when we have opposite signs, we subtract. And then keep the sign of the number. All right, so of the one that is further from zero. Of the number that was originally further from zero. That's how I like to say it. Some people say the bigger number. Is it further or farther? I don't know if it's further or farther. I'm not an English person. I'm a math guy. Back to this. So what we're going to do is we're going to subtract these two and keep the sign of the number that's larger, right? Further from zero. So 5/7 minus 1/7, we say 5 minus 1, which is 4. The 7s do not change. When we add, remember this, we talked about this a while back. We talked about fractions. When we add or subtract fractions, we do not mess with the denominator as long as it's already the same denominator. So 4/7 would be our answer. It is positive 4/7 because 5/7 is further from zero. It's much larger than the negative 1/7. So we look at, again, the distance from zero. If I were to graph this on a number line, negative 1/7 would be much closer than 5/7. Now both of them would be close considering. Okay, so there's our rules. Let's do some examples. I'm gonna leave that one there for a moment. I don't know why, because you're not watching me live. Okay, so what do we do in this case? 3.6 minus negative 3.9. Okay, so this is a little tricky situation here. We've got minus and negative back to back, right? Anytime this happens, we say minus a negative. This automatically, this right here, together makes positive. So I'm going to rewrite this the way it should be now correctly written, which is 3.6 plus 3.9. Notice the negatives are gone because they cancel each other out. Okay, I don't know if you've ever heard it said this way, but if I told you I am not going to the store, I'm not going to the store, well, I use a double negative, and a double negative cancels out to make a positive. This is how we apply that in math. A double negative, back to back like that, cancels out to make a positive. Now when we just add these two, remember, same sign, add them up. So 3.6 plus 3.9 is 7.5. Final answer. Let's do another example. All right, so that is kind of helpful. 95 minus 116 minus 111. All right, we got three things going on here at the same time. Let's take them two at a time. So here we go. 95 minus 116. Let's focus on these two, forgetting about the minus 111 for just a moment. Same signs. I'm wrong. They're opposite signs. My bad. It's been a long day. 95 is positive. 116 is negative. Opposite signs, so we subtract. So let me do my scratch work down here. 116 minus 95 is 21, but we have to keep the sign of the larger. 116 is further from 0 than 95 is. So this becomes negative 21. Okay. Negative 21, let's bring down minus 111. Now what do? We got the same sign, negative 21, minus, they're both negative, so we add. 21 plus 111 is 132. And of course, anytime we add, we keep the sign. So there's our final answer. Okay, let's do another one. All right, so 5 minus 8 plus 9. All right, so what do we have going on here? Again, let's focus on these first two. 5 minus 8, 5's positive, 8's negative, opposite signs, let's subtract. 8 minus 5 is 3, but keep the sign of the larger, which is 8, so keep the negative sign. Bring down the plus 9. Again, we have opposite signs. Subtract. 9 minus 3 is 6. Keep the sign of the 9, so 6 must be positive. We don't have to write the plus sign because there's nothing attached to it. So our final answer is just 6. All right, if you need to write that down, pause because my body is about to be blocking. Next example. 331.87 minus 169.15. Oh, all right, 331.87 minus 169.15. What's going on here? Well, this number's positive, this number's negative. What do? We subtract. I'm going to go ahead and work it out like the old school way, right? Let me show my scratch work down here. 331.87 over 169.15. All right, 7 minus 5 is 2, 8 minus 1 is 7. Break down the decimal. 1 minus 9 we can't do, so we have to borrow from the 3. The 1 now becomes 11. 11 minus 9 is 2. 2 minus 6, again, we can't do, so we borrow from the 3. And the 2 over here becomes a 12. 12 minus 6 is 6. And finally, 2 minus 1 is 1. Now, this is our answer, 162.72, but do we have a positive or a negative number here? We have a positive number here. This number was larger or further from 0 than this number, so we have a positive number, and our answer is 162.72. Again, we're still doing examples. By the way, just so that you know, the directions on these questions for Hawks will say find difference. The word difference means subtract in mathematics. So again, I'll write the directions for this example. Find the difference. And that's how simple the directions will be on Hawks. Find the difference. So here we go, next example. 4.8 minus negative 3.2. All right, so what's going on this one? 4.8 minus negative 3.2. Uh-oh, look at this. We got minus a negative again. Remember the rule? Becomes a positive. So these two cancel each other out to create a positive. All right, I got a positive and another positive. The answer is going to be positive because I'm just going to add them. 4.8 plus 3.2 is 8.0. In Hawks, by the way, you can just put 8. You don't have to put the .0. Let's find another difference. Take my keys off my hip, make all that noise. All right, so here we go. Negative, again, negative 30 plus 7 minus 50. All right, so let's find another difference. What in the world? This thing's trying to end the meeting in a minute and 30 seconds. Guess I gotta hurry. All right, so we have a negative and a positive. Remember, we subtract. 30 minus 7 is 23, but keep the sign of the 30. So we have negative 23 minus 50, bring that down. A negative and another negative, we just add them. That's 73 when we add those two and keep our sign. Our answer is negative 63. Good news, we only have one more example. Our last example is 495, sorry, 0.26 minus 309.44. All right, so again, I've got a positive and a negative, subtract them, keep the sign of the larger. This number is larger, so it'll be a positive answer. I'm not gonna go through all the steps of subtraction here. Our answer is going to be 185.82. Again, this is going to be a positive solution because our larger number was positive. All right, and that's the end of our lesson. Thank you very much.